that perhaps if we could overcome these obstacles, these barriers, that maybe we might be able to introduce salmon into this watershed, because the highlands have been like a great big sponge of really nice pure water that saved this watershed over the years. And so we did an inventory of the whole watershed. We looked at it, saw where the obstacles were, and we decided, with the approval of the regulatory agencies, that we would start to build fishways. And we did that over the years. We built 5 fish ladders from Atkins Road down. We introduced salmon into that watershed, and we were able to create a sustaining coho run. Sea run cutthroats started to make their way up the river volitionally using those access points, but we couldn't get past Atkins Road. That was as far as we could get. We didn't have the resources, and I just accepted that that was going to be the end of our initiative. And then Peninsula Streams stepped up and said, you know what, if we combine our efforts, I think that there's a possibility that we could make it through that culvert. And the rest is history. Ian's group, the Peninsula Streams, took it on and were able to build a really top-notch fishway on the bottom end of that culvert. And it's our hope now that we'll be able to populate the upper watershed with these fish as being the start of a sustaining run. Our hope as hatchery people is that we will be able to introduce these fish into a watershed that is now happy to receive them, and that the fish will become self-sustaining and we'll be able to walk away from it. That's the wish of most hatchery guys and gals, that their efforts are to bring the fish back to a point of self-sustaining, and then we can walk away from it. And thank goodness that we've managed to maintain this habitat in the upper watershed in Highlands, because the lower watershed was subject to a lot of insults over the years, but it's coming back. And by having a community aware of the fact that they have a sustaining run of salmonids, salmon and trout, in their community, that awareness sparks all kinds of effort to protect that watershed. So with the help of the Saanich Nation and counsel that I've received from Carl and his family, and the help of other groups that have pitched in, we are now at the point where we're going to put fish into this upper part of the watershed in hopes that they'll say, what a lovely place, we want to come back to it. So thanks very much for coming and witnessing this portion of it, folks. Thank you.
Could I just say one more? I introduced myself